These pictures are from my 13 visits to Turkey. Some of them are from the cosmopolitan areas, some of them are from the country. I think you'll enjoy them. Turkey is a fantastic country. It is the crossroads between Europe and Asia, so it has been conquered by almost everybody, and many civilizations have built there so that there are ruins practically everywhere. And although it's an Islamic country, it is identified with the West. It has been a member of NATO for some 50 years. It fought on the side during World War II of the Allies. However, it did not join the war until 1943 because it served as a conduit for the European Jews to go through their country to Palestine. They also saved 100,000 Jews that way, plus 75,000 Jews that lived in the country. They did not give them up, and they rescued 15,000 other Jews from areas like France that were Turkish citizens. So they were very instrumental in blocking some of the Nazi propaganda and destruction of European Jewry. Aside from that, though, Turkey is a lovely country. It has mountains and oceans, semi-arid deserts. It grows its own produce and much of its own food that it uses. The people in Turkey are it's a melting pot of many organizations or many different civilizations, and they are a warm, friendly, fun-loving people. We've got to know many of them, and they have, it's a democratic government. They have a constitution and the elections, and it's very much patterned after the United States. And perhaps you'll see in these pictures some of the variety and why Turkey is so special to me. So I hope you enjoy them.
Is Turkey currently involved in any of the things that are going on over in Europe? The conflicts or the takeovers or the...
No, well, Turkey is taking in thousands of Syrian refugees while trying to protect its borders from infiltration of these extremist groups. They don't identify themselves with the Middle East, and they don't see themselves as a Islamic fundamentalist country.
So when you took photos, was there any reluctance or reticence about taking my photo, or where are you from, or what are you doing, or any of that sort of thing?
No, most people were very accommodating about having their picture taken. Some did not want me to take their picture. I always ask if I can take it, and if they say no, I just politely go away. But many of them, especially the children, were very glad to have their picture taken and found it really a fun experience. And I found that many of the men were more hams than the women. Some of the women were more reluctant. There is a tradition or something in Islam that images of pictures of you or images of you or people are not found often, so they don't have a lot of pictures of people. A lot of their decorations are more floral and geometric. They don't have mirrors in many of the traditional homes because you're not supposed to be looking at yourself and admiring yourself. It's a popular destination for people in Europe to go over because it's very close and it's easy to go, and the exchange rate as Turkish liras struggles a little bit. The exchange rate is very good for the euro, so it brings lots of people from Europe over there. And yeah, you see people from all over the world. And most of the Turkish people in Istanbul can speak a smattering of 5 or 6 languages because they have to be, because the tourists are coming from all over.
Mm-hmm.
So you see people from everywhere in Istanbul.
Now your display is not just about Turkey, it's also about Auschwitz. There are some photos from Auschwitz. You want to explain some of those?
Well, I put them in there because, as I mentioned, Turkey was very instrumental in protesting and rescuing as many European Jews as they could, although many of their policies were somewhat ambivalent and it wasn't totally open arms, but they did rescue a number of them, and I wanted to pay tribute to that and recognize that, as well as pay tribute to the people that perished in the concentration camps. We visited that, several of them in Poland and Germany, and I wanted to go to just witness and be a witness to that experience. And so I put those pictures in there to honor both Turkey and the other survivors and the people that died during the concentration camps. German high school students are required to make a pilgrimage to the camps as part of their schooling. And we saw a number of classes of German students that were there. And it was a very difficult experience for them and for myself. It's a powerful experience.
Now you've had your art on display before in the past, but this is like your first really big gallery opening, isn't it?
Right.
And how many photos do you have in here?
Oh, maybe about 35, I'm not sure exactly.
And you've been a resident of Robbinsdale, Minnesota for how many years?
Oh, I came here in '69, and to Minneapolis in '69. I moved to Robbinsdale in 1972. So I've lived here for a few years.